Hey, what's up guys? Shinobi here with an interesting video for you guys. Something just for the lulz, something that's not very practical or very something that should be taken seriously or anything like that. Just something I decided, hey, can I do this? Maybe I'm gonna try, and then I was able to achieve it. So as you're seeing from the video footage, I've seen made some really big crit, and I believe I could probably get a lot higher than that with some more things taken into consideration. So what I want to show you in this video is just some of these things that I did in order to get such high damage, and then also if you wanted to try it out for fun, because it's amusing to see big numbers, you know, especially when they're really big numbers, and I've never seen anybody crit as high as I've done it in this video. So something interesting to show you guys. So let's go ahead and get into the game here. So we're inside now, and I want to talk about some of the items that I'm using, some of the skills that I'm using, what kind of situations I try to put myself in so I can get these really big crits, and maybe I'll show you some more gameplay too. So first off, we got to get this out of the way because this is a very important fact in the matter. I am using the weapon called Sever. Now you may look at this and go, oh, I'm done. Close the video right now, I'm out of here. It's just Sever, that's all it is. That does all the damage. No, it does a lot of the damage, not all of it. There's a lot of factors that make Sever become Super Sever, pretty much. So this is one of the factors. Now if you don't know what this does, it was introduced in Diablo 3 as well, before the expansion, and pretty much what happens is when you get a killing blow on a monster, instead of doing the normal damage you would do, it gives you a fake damage that makes it look like you're doing a lot more than you are, which actually you were doing a lot more because people were messing with like lifesteal and stuff like that back in the past with that, which there's no lifesteal anymore. But it just blows it up and makes it look like a lot bigger, like you're doing a lot more damage, but not on the scale of what it's like now in Reaper of Souls, especially with all these other things that I put into place. So this is a huge part of it, but not the full part. So let's take a look at some of the other factors here. Using a belt here, Thunder God's Vigor, which gives 13% increased lightning damage, which is really nice. Now this is good. All these things that I'm talking about are stack, just stacking up like crazy to help the Sever amplify the damage even more. From the math that I put into it, I believe the Sever amplifies your current damage by 1,000. So if you normally would crit for 20 million, you'll instead crit for 20 billion. Right? So it's the more you can amplify your damage and stack your percentage damage, you're also going to increase the Sever damage by a lot as well too. And as you saw in the intro there, I showed you guys that I was using the Conduct Pylon, which shoots out lightning everywhere and does ridiculous damage. With the Sever, it's even more damage with all these other factors. And then obviously the lightning is a lot more because of the belt here. Also using Stone of Jordan, which gives me 27% increased damage to elites, so that definitely helps too. Also using Pig Sticker, which the secondary properties you can see does 25% damage to beasts and 24% damage to humans, so that helps out too. An ideal situation to get the biggest crit that you can get, you'd want to be on a beast or a human or something like that. You could probably change the reroll the stats on there as well too though. But those are the items here. And then we have, well, this bracer does actually come into factor because when I click on a shrine, I spawn a pack, so I can use it right then. So if I click on like the Conduct Shrine, or if I click on the Power Shrine, I mean the Pylons, it'll spawn right there, and I can just do big crits right away. So that does help as well too. Then we have the spells and build that I've got going on here. So the spec. So Frenzy with Maniac, so as I'm swinging really quickly, I'm stacking up damage, as that's what Maniac does here. Each frenzied effect also increases your damage by 2.5%, and you can do that 5 times. More percentage damage, more increasing, and it gets even more crazy too as we go on here. Hammer of the Ancients, I always try to get full Fury before using this because you're going to get that really big crit. I try to get full Fury right before I get him to 30% health, and then I get like a guaranteed crit pretty much. Like, it's a big amount of crit. And then also this is my main damage user. I wish this was a lightning element on here instead of fire, because that would help out with this build a lot more. But if I did stack some more fire damage, I probably can get higher numbers too. Then you have Battle Rage here. Now, what this one does with Bloodshed, which I've talked about in previous video, critical hits cause an explosion of blood, dealing 20% of the damage to all other enemies. Now, this does not work with Sever, with the amplified Sever damage. So it does work with your other damage, but it doesn't work with the amplified Sever damage. So, I mean, it is still an added bonus when I'm not getting a killing blow on a monster, but when I am getting one, it doesn't have an effect. So, it's still nice though to have, and plus it gives you crit chance, which is great. It's going to help out. Overpower is just something I've been using in my Bloodshed build, just to get lots of fury up. So Sprint for mobility. Wrath of the Berserker here is another stacking thing using Insanity, so it's an extra 60% increased damage when I pop that, so definitely helps out a lot. You'll see a huge difference if you don't use that. Then you have Weapon Master, because I am using a sword. 8% increased damage, so there's another stacking. We got Brawler, as long as there's 3 enemies around you, you get 20% increased damage, so you ideally want to get like a big aggro pack, like a bunch of trash mobs to be chasing you and be on top of you as you're getting down that elite. It's going to help out. Then using Rampage, increase your strength by, it goes up to 25% based off how many things you killed. It lasts for 8 seconds, so an extra 25% strength is going to help out a great deal as well too. And then this one helps out a lot too with Ruthless. You deal 40% additional damage to enemies below 30%. So that's that killing blow range, that's that execute range, and take them out. So all these factors put together just shows for really good amplification of damage. So what I'm going to show you is what it would look like without this stuff, and then what it would look like with that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out Wrath of Berserker. I'm going to go with Slaughter. I'm going to switch out Weapon Master and just grab random things. Doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it doesn't add to damage. And just see the difference in these things. So just grabbing random stuff. Instead of Maniac, I'll use a stun one, and I'll keep Smash. Okay, nothing here does like amplification of damage. We're going to get rid of this and use this offhand, which is just a plain offhand. And then we're going to get rid of this ring here and just leave that ring off. Alright, so now pretty much this is just a Sever working its magic on its own, because I'm not going to be doing lightning damage from this. So this is just going to be just a Sever doing its own thing, and let's see what the numbers look like. I'm going to be using Wrath of Berserker, but it's not going to be quite as good. So okay, so let's go do... Okay. Alright, here we go. I just want to get my Battle Rage real quick here. Okay. Okay, as soon as we get that killing blow there, I'm going to get them all the way to 30% for the killing blow range, and there we go. So that was, I couldn't really see it there. I think it was only like a couple billion though. Yeah, I think it was only like a couple billion. So that's not very much at all. You need that damage to be amplified a lot, and you know, it's definitely gonna help out to use the other factors that I told you. You can only get so much out of just using the Sever by itself. So and also you saw in the demonstration too, I did use the Power Pylon and a Conduct Pylon. Now the Power Pylon, I believe it increases your damage by 3 times. I think it's actually more than that. I think it's like 5 or 6 times or something the damage. But even still, with the Power Pylon and only doing like 2 billion right there, that's only 10 billion. That's not 40 billion. So all these other things added together make for an explosive amount of damage. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw everything back on the correct way that I was supposed to, and then go and show you pretty much what it looks like when you do it correctly. Okay. So now we have everything like we're supposed to, and now let's go and go do a pack real quick. So let's go back to that area where we just were and go and kill a pack here. I'm gonna get my fury up a little bit here. Okay, I actually have this thing here. Boom, I can get my stuff up to full. Alright, here we go. So let's go ahead and kill some stuff here. We'll kill him last. We're gonna kill the big guy last because I want to get my stacks up for Rampage. That's already 4 billion right there. I haven't even popped Wrath of Berserker. Okay, just gonna keep going. We're almost at full stacks here. And here we go. And bye. There's 9 billion right there. So that's 9 billion without the power pylon, and if power pylon does amplify it by about 6 times that, then there you go. There's about 40 billion right there. So that's how I'm able to achieve that kind of damage and do all that stuff. And I mean, that's about 9 billion damage. And like I said, it's nothing serious. It's just something for the lulz. It's something funny, something that when you guys get Reaper of Souls, you get into the game, maybe you're in beta right now, maybe you pick up this weapon, and then you try out this spec the way that it is. I mean, it's just really fun. I plow through things like so easily with this spec. Like I can show you, I'll just go kill a bunch of like trash mobs and stuff, and you know, it's just things just like melt, and you see these huge numbers just everywhere, and it's just so amusing and so fun. You know, there's 3.2 billion. You know, it makes the game more fun because ultimately, when you get better gear in Reaper of Souls and like in Diablo, you want to see those big numbers. You want to see the big damage that you're doing and stuff, and it does make it fun. That's why I always felt that Sever was a very fun item in the game, even though it's not something you should take seriously. It is something that is still just for the lulz and still fun, and yeah, you're able to just stack a bunch of this damage. You can see where my damage is right now, only 1 million, you know, but then you have Wrath of Berserker that comes into play, and then just a lot of other factors that come in, and you can end up doing some really high damage. So hopefully you guys did find this a little entertaining, a little fun. Maybe you'll try it out yourself and you know, see if you actually do enjoy it. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just love seeing the big crits all day and just blowing things up and having a lot of fun with it. So anyways, thanks for checking out the video, guys. My name is Shinobi, and until next time, I'll see you later.